video is about the easiest way to change your state. I'm Helen from Creating Shifts with Helen, which is all about helping you to transform your life, to make the changes you've been craving, to ditch behaviours like overthinking, overspending, comfort eating, and to really find that passion and purpose in life so that you're fulfilled. I help people to move from surviving to thriving. And a little bit about the dancing. Inspired dance, which is what I'm doing now, is part of the process of helping people to make the changes they want. I blend tools from cognitive behavioural therapy, personal growth coaching, quantum energy healing, and we make the shifts that are gonna get you the most traction, the most change and transformation by processing those things that need to go through the body too. So it's really powerful, and I like to show what inspired dance is, because when we think about dance we can think of structured and formal dance, and this is not that at all. As you can see, it's unchoreographed and it's moving in the way that the body feels inspired to move. So, the easiest way to change our state. So let's talk about state for a few moments. Our state impacts absolutely everything, our whole being. It impacts our emotions, our thoughts, how we interact with others, how we interact with ourselves, how we deal with problems and challenges. Our state really does impact everything that we approach or we do. So being aware of our state and changing and managing our state so that it gives us the best and provides us with the best opportunity is something really transformational. I used to find that I wasted a lot of time and energy in worry, in fear, in dread, and other unpleasant states and emotions, and yeah, that impacted everything that I did in my life, because I was taking that forward into every situation and it impacted everything I touched basically. And that's completely normal. Whatever state we find ourselves in impacts everything we approach, everything we do, everything we touch. So I found two really easy ways to change that state so that when I was approaching whatever it was that I was doing, that it turned things around. It took me from that place of being down and worried and deflated into a far more neutral place where what I was like it was basically open to the external. So rather than my internal really bringing me down, my internal was far more aligned with more positive states. So let me give you an example. I took my dog to the vets a couple of weeks ago, and none of my dogs like the vets, but the one that was going was the one that really hates the vets. He's so nervous, he's so fearful. As soon as he realises we're going to the vets, which is basically when we get in the car in the afternoon, unfortunately we never go anywhere in the afternoon unless it's to the vet. So he's like learned that when he's in the car at that time of day, he's going to the vet, and he starts doing this, like, I can only explain it as screaming. He's really upset, really anxious, and yeah, we were on the vets, and that was the normal happened. He was like that, and what came into my mind was using what I call positive what-ifs. We spend a lot of time in negative what-ifs, you know, what if this goes wrong, what if, you know, I see there's loads of people at the vets and we've got to wait ages, what if he's really upset, what if he's fearful, and we do that day to day in lots of situations. We think of the worst case scenario rather than the best case scenario. And using positive what ifs is actually switching it to, well, in this example, I started thinking, well, what if I can remain calm and that helps him? Because I know enough about dogs to know that my state impacts his state hugely. And I tried loads of different things, rescue remedy, he'd tried Xanax, which was supposed to settle him, but it didn't. I tried breathing exercises, being focused on remaining calm, and nothing had worked. But yeah, this one day, I hadn't planned it, but it just came into my head, what if I use positive what ifs? So I started doing that. Just, what if I can remain calm and that has a good impact on him? What if we could actually enjoy this time together, because we don't get much one-to-one time? You know, what if we could actually enjoy this time together? What if we get to the vets and we're both calm? I wouldn't push it as much to say relax, but yeah, what if we're both calm? What if the vet comes out and gets him straight away so we don't have to hang around? And I did that all the way to the vet, and I felt so much different myself, because normally I'd be nervous, that, like, you know, that gut feeling, that unpleasant gut feeling. My heartbeat would be a bit faster. But yeah, doing these positive what ifs, it was really like, well, actually, what if I just stay calm? And it really worked. We went to the vets. He was like 60% better than usual, and I would say I was like 90% better than what I usually am. And on the face of it, I probably looked calm to everyone on previous occasions, but inside, like I said, my heart would be going a bit, I wouldn't say racing, but definitely elevated. My breathing would be shallower, and yeah, I would have that real jittery, nervous feeling. But yeah, it really worked, changing my state in that way. And I think it's because I really believed it, I bought into it and believed it. It's like, actually, what if I could just remain calm? And it did really help and soothe me. So that's an example of changing our state. We can use that in any type of situation, like, you know, going for an interview again. That's one where I would feel nervous. But if I'm saying to, and usually I guess my internal dialogue in the past would be, oh, what if I mess up? What if I, you know, come across as really stupid and have a brain freeze? But using the positive what ifs really changed that kind of situation around, like, you know, what if I sell myself really well and can think of really good examples that conveys that I've got the skills to do the job. So that's one example of a really simple way to change our state. Another that I find myself falling back on is my manifesting process, and getting into my manifesting process and really feeling it. So I can give you an example of this too. I moved house a few months ago, and it was a bit last minute with the date. So the only way the removal people could book me in was to pick up all my stuff on the Tuesday afternoon and then drop it off at the new house when I had the keys on the Thursday, because the move-in date was the Thursday. So we were supposed to exchange contracts the Monday before the Tuesday when my stuff was being picked up. Didn't happen. Didn't happen on the Tuesday either, so my stuff was all collected and put on the removal van, and off it went. I wasn't going to see it until Thursday. I was living in a empty house. I had managed to get somebody to move my mattress for me, so at least I could have a decent night's sleep. So yeah, the Wednesday morning came and we were supposed to be exchanging contracts again. I was a little bit nervous about it, but not much. Then midday I had the phone call from the solicitor to say that there was a problem further down the chain with funds being released, and could I get on the phone to my buyers, because there wasn't a estate agent involved. So anyway, I got off that phone call and hit me in the stomach, that knot, that oh my god, how's this going to turn out? And I felt myself starting to get jittery and hot, and I just thought to myself, it just came into my mind, because when you start using these tools, they come into your mind more and more when you need them. And it just came into my mind, how do I want this to end? And that's when I had the idea of using my manifesting process. So I started thinking about it straight away. And the thing with manifesting, one of the most important things is to change our state while we're doing it to how we will feel when what we desire happens. So in my case, it was like, well, how will I feel when we exchange contracts? And yeah, I started doing that. I did what I needed to do with the buyer, what the solicitor had suggested, and I kept doing that. I was working in a town about 40 minutes away, and I kept doing that all the way home in the car, just doing my manifesting process over and over and feeling those feelings that I would feel once we'd exchanged. So 3 o'clock came, and by this time I was fine. I was calm. I wouldn't say I was excited, but I wasn't at all nervous. I was, calm, quite neutral really. 3 o'clock came and I had another call from the solicitor saying it still wasn't happening, and if it didn't happen soon, then it would be too late in the day, because it was a few of us in the chain, and we all had to exchange the same day. So I didn't let that bother me, and I just started doing my manifesting process again. 4 o'clock came, and the solicitor called again, and she's like, I don't think it's very hopeful now today. I think we're going to have to leave it till tomorrow. And I came off that call, and even then I didn't have that knot in my stomach that I'd experienced earlier. I was just so grateful that I'd gone into my manifesting process and changed my whole afternoon, because if I hadn't, I'd have been in those thinking loops and just feeling nervous and jittery all afternoon. But by using my manifesting process and changing that state physically, elevating my state, feeling how I'd feel when we did exchange, it completely changed my afternoon, and I didn't spend those 4 hours in a state that wasn't going to help me anyway, because worry doesn't change anything. It doesn't help anyone. And after that phone call, I also thought, it ain't over yet. And I started doing my manifesting process again. And lo and behold, about 20 minutes later, I had that confirmation that the whole chain had exchanged. And yeah, of course I was buzzing, I was absolutely elated. But even if I hadn't had that result, the point is that changing my state changed my whole afternoon. And I didn't waste the afternoon being nervous, being worried, being anxious. I had, a lovely afternoon. But yeah, it was definitely a bonus that we absolutely did exchange. And then, yeah, I had a great night's sleep, not worrying, ready for the next day for the actual move. So those are two really simple things that can change our state in the moment. Another thing is gratitude, but again, it's feeling that gratitude. It's going into what we're grateful for, whether it's the big things, the small things, whatever it is, but really feeling it, that like, I'm so grateful I have my son. I'm so grateful I have a lovely house and lovely dogs. It's feeling it, I'm so grateful for my income that pays all the bills. It's really, again, getting into that state of gratitude, not just saying it, feeling it too. So that's a third one that can change our state really easily. So yeah, reflect on those and have a think about when you need to change your state, which one would be the most useful for you. And it's often situational, so different ones will be useful in different states, but the three really easy ones to use, and they do work like instantly. So check out my website, www.creatingshiftswithhelen.com, to see how my sessions help you, and you'll also find a free resource on there that is helpful too. And leave any comments below this. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. And yeah, start changing your state today.